Hey, I know one thing about you because I've been watching you for the longest. Been, you know what I'm saying? You don't like these, these coaches and all that because you prefer to be the players to be the scouts. You prefer the players to be all this stuff that rank these guys because we go against them and all that. And they just put out the doggone top 10 quarterbacks. And of course, they have Mahomes at one, Allen at two, Burrow at three, Lamar at four, you know, Jaden Daniels at five, Stafford six, Herbert, Goff, Hurts, and Baker Mayfield. That's the top 10 right now. I know you don't like the executives because they be having stuff all wrong. I ain't with them either. I don't like them either. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't dislike them, but like obviously the top three, top four, top five probably are going to be your preference.
Yeah,
Like there's some people that's going to put Lamar at one, some people going to put Burrow at one. Mahomes is deservedly so. The MVPs, Super Bowl
yeah.
MVPs, the winning, the just constant like inevitability you feel when you see him play teams. Obviously, Philadelphia Eagles took him behind the woodshed in the Super
Come
Bowl.
on now.
Made him look really bad. Yeah. That's so again, but so some people gonna use that game to drop him a little bit,
Yeah,
and so I can see why they put Jaden Daniels there, taking his team to the NFC Championship in his rookie year, a team that wasn't expected to do a ton, wasn't expected to have more than single digit wins.
hmm
The only person I have a problem really being on this list is the only person who hasn't, outside of Baker Mayfield as well, hasn't been to a championship game at least. You look at this, you say Mahomes, multiple Super Bowls. Josh Allen's been to AFC Championship games. Burrow's been to a Super Bowl. Lamar's been to the AFC Championship game. Jaden Daniels, NFC Championship game. Herbert's won one playoff game.
yeah.
Golf has been to a Super Bowl with the Rams.
Hurts.
Played in big time games. Hurts just won a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Been to another. Mayfield hasn't, you know what I mean? I don't know if I would put Mayfield at that 10th spot. Again, I'm a Brock Purdy guy, so that's probably who I would have put in that 10th spot. But
yeah.
I could see why Mayfield got there with the season he had last year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was playing really high level football, really doing a great job with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin before he got injured, and really, elevating that offense to the point that he deserves recognition. But Herbert has all the tools. He got all the tools.
He got them all now. I ain't gonna lie now. He looked fantastic. I'm telling you.
He looked 6'4", 6'5", 230, can run like the wind.
Yeah.
Beautiful arm, accuracy is there. But the excuses keep stacking up for him. Every year it's like he doesn't got enough help, or this happened, or somebody went here, or the coach, and it's this and it's that. And it's like it's getting to the point you got an established coach.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting you some weapons. Lab McConkey had a pretty solid year, a rookie, but he'll get better. They'll get you more weapons, but you got to win playoff games. You got to win in this league. And I know you're in a tough division with Mahomes in that division. You got to deal with Mahomes. Denver's getting better, and that defense in Denver is always top five, but you got to win.
Yeah.
And so people keep putting. I'm just thankful they're not putting Trevor Lawrence in there no more. Like because
Hey,
that's the kind of stuff that gets you get me questioning y'all credentials. Like
that's the one you be getting me with every time. That's what we make the executives mad. Like, hey, bro, Trevor Lawrence, come on. He ain't, yeah. Yeah, I know.
you got to put it on tape.
He's
Like
nice, but he's like,
you didn't got too many coaches fired.
yeah, he got too many fired now. He got some good ones fired. He got a Super Bowl champion coach fired. So
Right.
come on, it ain't him.
It can't be. And you got the weapons. Brian Thomas is one. Looks like he's going to be one of the best receivers in the National Football League if he
Yeah.
gets consistent quarterback play. They just got you Travis Hunter, who likely play both ways, but make an impact on offense as well. And so at some point, you got to start to look at him and say, hey, y'all paying this man over, what are you getting, 55?
55? 50.
50. Y'all giving him top five quarterback money, but the top five quarterback play ain't matching it. But that's a story for a different day. Everybody in Duval get mad when I talk about him, but the tape say what it say, and it say what I'm saying.
Hey, hey, I'm with you when you right now. I'm with you when I right because I'm over here looking at the list too. I was like, all right, man, it's some people can be for sure move. I feel like Hurts can easily move to to 5. I think Stafford could be easily stuck at 6 if people, it's just whatever you feel like, your preference. He's not
All
moving.
right.
He's not
But
moving. He's
Stafford could go. Look, Stafford could play at as close to as top 3 as any of these dudes. And in that game against y'all, he gave you everything you can handle.
I'm
Like
talking about,
big play.
look, we were thinking like, we already knew it. We like, hey, this is the only team that's possible that can beat us. You know what I'm saying? That's the only team. And nobody else we felt that's in the NFC can beat us. But them boys there, because the staff, what he's capable of doing, like, he's not a guy that gets shy of when turnovers happen to him. Oh, I threw
All
a
right.
pick. I don't care. I'm gonna come back here and
Mm-mm.
sling it again. Like the same throw, he'll throw it again. Like you've been a pick a out route, but he'll throw an out route 6 more times. You better pick it 6 times in a row then. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing about Stafford, man. He not gun shy. He's ready. He's competitive, tough minded dude. And he knows what it takes to win. And definitely in the playoffs, he don't care about no stats in the playoffs.
No, he don't. He don't.
He'll
And
slang that mug everywhere.
look, if Jalen Carter, I talked to Saquon about that. If Jalen Carter don't make that play late in the game, and from what I understood, he faked a stunt
Yeah.
and got himself free and did
Yeah.
some real like just individual talented. Hey,
Play.
hats off to Jalen Carter, made a play. If he don't make that play,
Mm.
it looked like they had something developed that could have made that a lot more interesting of a finish. I'll just say that.
I'm telling you right now, that play is crazy because that play was so successful. JC, that's Jalen. JC had came in there and was like, he did the first stunt and got the sack off of it. And he faked it and got that one off of it. I said, both sacks off of that stunt. Wait, one of them he did it for his whole way. Next one he faked it because they did it like 3 times and got it. And Nolan got a sack off of it. He got a sack off of it, and then they finna do it again. Faked it. I said, "Oh, thank goodness," because I saw it. I saw it in
Right.
action. Like I'm like, "Oh, he looked like he finna throw it to this little option route." I'm saying,
And it was coming back to the middle of the field.
yeah, oh
I
boy, it
said,
would have been ugly. Then it would have been like, "Oh, Slay fault," because the fact that I got us all the way down there with the out and up. It would be, oh yeah, everything would have been on me for a second. But then I made up
oh,
for the last play of the game. Ended that.
no question.
I think Hurts for sure though should be moved like to maybe 5. Because the fact that 4 years, 4 playoff appearances, 2 Super Bowl appearances, won a Super Bowl MVP. Uh, you got just involve him winning. You know what I'm saying? I can see how people feel about the talent aspect of just how his statue look at he ain't 6'3" like all these guys that's coming in here, or he ain't a magician as in Mahomes, as everybody says. But from winning standpoint, you gotta have him top 5.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you could easily make an argument for Burrow being one.
Yeah. Yes.
And I think if you went back and asked these executives and they took their bias aside and you said, hey, I don't care if you the Baltimore Ravens, I don't care if you the Buffalo Bills, I don't care if you outside the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Kansas
Yeah.
City Chiefs picking Mahomes over everybody every single time, and they're not even having a question or conversation about it. I think that's true. But I think
From
Buffalo, y'all
yeah,
love Josh Allen. But if somebody said Burrow and Lamar, it'd be a conversation. You can't just sit there and be like, hey, no, there's no question. There's no way we would ever take anybody else over him. Like, that's just biased because it's not anybody head and shoulders above anybody.
Mhm.
Like, Lamar Jackson is one of them ones. And Joe Burrow is one of them ones. Every time, they just can't stop a nosebleed on defense. Like, they refuse to pay anybody. They so bad on defense, they drafted a dude in the first round. He said, I don't want to come to play. He said, I'll go back to college before I play for y'all.
That's what's the crazy part, man. They got to get Joe man some defensive help, man, because boy, look here.
They tried.
They look, they don't want to, and they don't know why they want to pay that young man, man. Pay that man his money, man. Pay the man his money. But Joe, man, he easily would have been MVP if he had at least made it to the playoffs. But the fact that he didn't make it to the playoffs and
I mean,
it's
we
tough.
saw him live a couple times, and
Tough.
him and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and everybody else, boy, it's art. It's
Yeah.
art what that man does. He's out there dissecting
Yeah.
defenses, and these are, at that point, Baltimore had started to play better. They were struggling early on, but that was the point where they switched things around, and Humphreys and Marlon was playing really good football, and still,
Yeah.
Joe said, "Hey, ripping y'all to shreds." And look, I want to say, I got to look at the scoreboard, but they 45, 46, something like that.
Yeah. Look, them boys put up points. I'm telling you, they was averaging. We went there. We was like, all right, man, we got to stop their offense, and they was averaging about 26, 27 points. And Joe was slinging it. Like he was already down there 2,000 yards. You know what I'm saying? Way above everybody. We like, bro, look here. But we just knew our offense gonna put points up on their defense. So we was like, hey, bro, we gotta stop the boy about 5 times, 5 times. We good. We
And you're good to
good.
go.
And look how it turned out because we controlled the clock, making big plays, and kept that boy out that field. Because if
No question.
he's out there, he's making plays.
And it's so silly. And we talked about this before, but this whole MVP conversation just frustrated me last year because I thought Josh Allen had a better shot at it the year before. And then people called me a Lamar Jackson hater because I said, hey, he got 24 total touchdowns. I don't know if this is the year he get it. I mean, he won it with like 44, 43 touchdowns. The MVP year that he wanted, I don't think they're going to give it to him with 24. And lo and behold, they gave it to him, Slay.
Yeah.
I think Josh Allen had 30, 38, 40 touchdowns.
Crazy. Like,
he was going crazy, but he had like 17 interceptions and turnovers or something.
Yeah.
So somehow they punished him for that. And I said, okay, that's a little weird, but whatever. This year, Lamar has a crazier year than he had on his first MVP season. 41 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions on the entire season. One of the most efficient seasons for a quarterback in NFL history. I'm talking about one of them Aaron Rodgers seasons. Aaron Rodgers got 4 MVPs, and they look similar to that.
Yeah.
37-3, 33-4. You know, stuff like that gets you the MVP. And not that Josh Allen had a bad season, but Lamar's numbers were better, in my personal opinion, and objectively they were better. And they gave it to Josh Allen. And then you hear MVP voters talking about, oh, well, it was because, you know, Lamar, he's more valuable to his team than Lamar. What the heck are y'all talking? Every quarterback that's starting in the National Football League, that's why they're paying them 50, 60 million, because they're the most valuable.
Yeah.
They're the highest paid because they're the most important. If you take them off those teams are going to be substantially worse. Maybe 1 or 2 of them still make the playoffs, sure, but they're going to be worse. So that argument is null and void. That's a nonsense argument. Every quarterback is the most valuable player, and if you took them off that team, their team is a lot worse off. So that's not an argument. Yeah. Is he having the best season? Like, he wasn't arguably the best quarterback. So when you talk about giving MVP, that's like giving Defensive Player of the Year to a player, and you like, he might be the second best at his position, but he's the Defensive Player of the Year. And I think that can't be how it worked.
It's crazy because the fact that everybody was complaining about Lamar be able not to pass and do this and do that. Now he have his best passing statistics, and now it's like, oh dang, I answered what y'all didn't like. I still ain't win the MVP. That's why I was mind blown because y'all was complaining about him not being able to throw the ball. Now it's like Lamar is just amazing at throwing the ball now. Like. Now, like it was wild to me. I thought he won by a mile.
And he ain't got no all-pro receivers out there.
He had a Pro Bowl receiver, and his Pro Bowl receiver probably had 1,100 yards, I think.
Right.
And now you know what I'm saying. And
that's what they were arguing for Josh Allen. They're like, he got these young receivers, and he did. He had young receivers, and it's a young team, but they were well coached. They played well on defense.
Yeah. Lamar should have been 3-peat easily.